So, as many of you may know, Apex has seen a steady and kind of constant decline in player opinion and player retention in the last couple of months. And in today's video, I'm just going to talk about what killed Apex and who I think caused it. And for a bit of backstory for anyone who's not up to date or hasn't played Apex in a while, there has been a litany of just problems people have had where, there's characters who are overpowered, unaddressed for seasons on end. The matchmaking is being fucked with, and they can never seem to get it right. They only seem to make it worse. And it's very extreme on either end, where I'll be against Preds when I'm not Pred level, or I'll be against bots. And alongside all that, anything that's fun is not altered, right? People enjoy ranked in season 13, and that was the last time it was good. And there's just nothing new in Apex to keep people coming back, right? The devs don't listen, they don't make good changes, they make stupid changes. Like Pathfinder has recently been nerfed back to season 5 in his worst state, where everyone complained because the dev who had changed him couldn't even play him right. And because of all this, people have started to turn against Respawn, because throughout all of this, they have constantly released events that cost more and more real life money, and they're just less and less ethical, I suppose. And the kind of combination of this is people are quitting Apex and they're not coming back. I mean, most recently, we nearly lost Lemonhead, and he's like one of the few people we thought would never quit. And obviously people's impression of him haven't been the best since the whole voting for Trump situation, but that's none of my business because I'm not American. But what I truly think killed Apex was the higher ups at Respawn and EA as a whole, because as you can see in watching the video, which I will have in the description, I don't know when, but I will, and if I don't, just remind me. But basically, the devs, we know they play the game, and we have for ages. But what he's confirmed is they want to make these meaningful changes, but they can't because the higher ups are like, right, we hear you, but we're not letting you make these changes. Throw in a new event. Because if we're being realistic, EA primarily view Apex as an income source and nothing else. They don't view it as something that, where they should listen to the players and add these things to keep it going. Their main concern is how they can make money off it. And that has led to the downfall of Apex in the community's eyes and in the players' eyes. And of course that doesn't apply to me because I still play Apex regularly enough basis. I just, haven't been playing it as much, but that's because I played it for 4 years straight exclusively. And I had that passion because I had a goal. But now that there's so many new games like Rivals coming out that appeal to my interests and combine some of them, that's obviously always gonna be something I'd have played. And I've just been enjoying more random games because I was very primarily a shooter person, and I'd only played the one game for a very long time. I know as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate smaller, indie games, and games that wouldn't have necessarily appealed to my normal tastes, and trying things new. But I still play Apex. I still enjoy the game, and I will play it for a very long time because there's no game that really hits the spot like Apex does. And whether or not I'm uploading it, I'm probably still playing it in the background. And yeah, that's really it. as much as people think Apex is dead, eventually EA, because they're a company trying to make money off of it, they're gonna realize. So, in the end, these problems and, you know, irks that are making people leave will most likely be fixed, because they'll finally allow a bit of leeway to Respawn to add these features that they think the players will enjoy. Because in gaming, as an industry, they should primarily focus on what the players enjoy, because that's what Fortnite's done, and look at what that's brought them. You know, commercial success, billions of dollars. You know, it's kind of hard to fail by doing that. It's just EA aren't the most ethically moral, I suppose, or the most moral company we've ever seen. But you know, they'll cop on eventually, because companies as a whole, you know, they're run by management who, although they mightn't understand themselves, are intelligent enough to kind of make important decisions, and the right decisions eventually. So, you know, maybe hold out some hope for Apex, and don't hop on the hate bandwagon, because we as a community, in so many occasions, I've seen people just hate the devs over a small update, and you know, I like to be a positive person, you know, and it has gotten me banned from a streamer I was a very big fan of at the time. His name was Mr. Instinct, and no hate to the dude, you know, it is his cat, and I did come across as a bit of a weirdo, and I was a bit antisocial at the time. So, no hate to him, you know, go subscribe, follow him if you ever see him streaming. He's actually a pretty good player, and he tries YouTube. So, you know, go show him support, you know, no hate. And, you know, all I'm gonna say is, all of the time that Apex has been around, we've been quick to point at the developers, but they're players like us who want these things for the game, but can't get them added. And all I'm gonna say is, maybe just hold out hope for Apex, because it still has a chance. And, you know, if you agree, or, you know, something yourself to say on it, you know, leave a comment. And, you know, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe. It really helps the channel. Even just a like helps the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.